pussycat. No, yes, he said...
A tiger.
Yes, no, he wasn't tiger then, he was a lost little kitten. Once upon a time, if you want to go to the toilet, then you go to the little toilet. Once upon a time, there was a little lost pussycat, a kitten. She was lost. She walked up and down the street, into people's gardens, and she couldn't find her own home. She wanted a saucer of milk, she was thirsty, and she went... She was hungry and thirsty. She went... Where do I live? She said. I've forgotten where I live.
She lives by Isle of Wight.
Yes, it was on the Isle of Wight, you're quite right. It was a little kitten lost on the Isle of Wight. But she got lost.
But there's a Christmas house there for animals tickets or something.
Well, this is what happened, you see. She passed by Granny Ruth's bungalow, Granny Ruth's house, and she went... And Granny Ruth said to Grandpa Peter, "Do you hear this?" "No," Grandpa said, "I can't hear this. I'm a little deaf." "Well, listen very carefully," Granny Ruth said. "Listen." And they both listened, and they could hear this sweet, lost little sound that went... "Oh," Granny Ruth said, "there it is in the garden, a little lost kitten. Oh, poor little kitten. I wonder whose kitten it is. Come on, Grandpa," she said, "open the door." And he opened the door, and Granny Ruth went out and said, "Hello, little kitten. Are you lost?"
Meow.
She said.
Meow.
She sounded a bit more happy now, because all little kittens love people, because they need them to feed them and help them.
Meow.
"Oh," Granny Ruth said, "come along, you sweet little pussycat." And she picked up the little pussycat, and she cuddled her in her arms. There. And then the pussycat began to purr, like this. Purr. "Oh, listen," Granny Ruth said. "Listen, Grandpa. She's so much more happy. She's purring. Listen." Oh, Granny Ruth said, "I would like to keep that little pussycat, because we haven't got a cat at the moment. We haven't got a cat. Oh, Daddy, let us." I said, "Daddy, let us keep that little cat." And the cat said, "Yes, please," like that.
Meow. Meow.
So they brought the cat in, and they closed the door, and they shut the cat flap too.
One on the boat is a woman, and I can feed a cuthbert.
You can feed Cuthbert?
And a banana boat.
When you're a grown-up woman. You can't feed Cuthbert just yet, can you? So Granny Ruth opened the fridge door, because they didn't have any cat food, because they didn't have a cat then. But she found some meat, and she chopped up the meat into tiny little pieces, tiny little pieces. And she took another sauce and put a little cream in it from the top of the milk, and put it on the floor. You should have seen that little kitten run towards those saucers. It couldn't believe its cat's eyes. There was food in one saucer and milk in the other, and it ran, and when it ran, it went... Oh, it was so excited. And then it went to the milk saucer first, and it went lap, lap. And it drank till all the milk was gone. And then it sniffed the other saucer, because all cats sniff food first to make sure that they can eat it. It is not poison. So she sniffed it. Oh, and her tail went up with pleasure. Pussycat's tails always go up with pleasure. And it tasted the food. Then its tail went down again and curled round its leg, and it sat down and it ate all that food. And it didn't stop till all the food was eaten. And then it licked its little lips and with its paw...
The old cat.
Yes?
The old cat doesn't finish it like that. It runs away from it, and Jessie starts eating it.
Oh, Jessie eats Pussycat's food. I know, I've seen it.
But when Cuthbert runs away, Jessie starts eating it.
I know. When Cuthbert had enough, then Jessie finishes the food. Well, that's nice. But we don't have a dog, so we didn't give the new kitten too much food. So she cleaned the saucers, and she licked the saucers clean. Then she licked her lips, and she cleaned her whiskers. And guess what she wanted to do then? What do you think that little kitten wanted to do after it's finished eating?
He wanted to go outside.
To go to the toilet, you're right. So they put it out, and they dug a little hole like this in the garden. And it said, because That's how they go to the toilet. They don't use toilets like we do in the house. They go outside, dug a hole, sat in it, and did a little poo-poo. And then it covered it all up again and ran back into the house. And what do you think the kitten wanted to do then?
He wanted to yeah, he wanted to but Granny was bought some more cats.
No.
But some more cats.
No.
Cat.
And tummy was full. Do you know what the kitten wanted to do then? It wanted to go to sleep. To sleep. It went brown, brown, brown. That means, please will you find me a bed? So Granny Ruth remembered that she had a cat basket. And she went into the playroom, and there's a cat basket with a cushion inside. She fetched it out and brought it into the kitchen and put it near the agar cooker where it's warm. And the kitten understood immediately and jumped into the basket and gave a good sniff and smelled it all and liked the smell. She liked it. She approved. And she curled round and round and round until it had made a lovely soft spot, and it sat down and it curled its paws underneath it and it put its head in its elbow.
And it's laughing.
Yes, I know. And the kitten went fast asleep because why was the kitten so tired? You tell me, Anna.
I don't know.
I can tell you, because it had walked all day looking for somewhere to live. And it found somewhere to live. In Granny Ruth's house. And what do you think was the name we gave that little kitten? Guess. Tiger. It became Tiger. And because it was a tabby cat, we called it Tabby Tiger or Tiger Tabby.
No, just Tiger.
Tiger. So whenever we wanted to know where it was, when it was in the garden, we would call, Tiger! We would call, Tiger, where are you? And as soon as she heard her name being called, up went her tail with pleasure, and she ran with its soft little paws fast towards us and up the steps into the house, and it said, Purrow, purrow, because she knew when we called it, she could have something to eat. And then we gave it munchies. They're like little biscuits, aren't they? And we rattle the box, and up the steps Pussycat comes soon as she hears the box rattle, because she loves them. They're like sweeties, you see, those munchies in the box. So that's the end of the story of the kitten,
No, they got the story.
which is now a big cat.
No, they got the story.
About what? About the little bird that fell out of the nest. Little bird that fell out of the nest.
No, I
About a rabbit
like a rabbit who lost again.
who was lost again, a little rabbit.